Now, education has been one of the most important topics that gets talked about almost everywhere in the world. Because we figure out that education is important, and for that reason, we need to handle it with care. Basically, education is the foundation of every society and for the humanity. So the question comes that, how can we make education more effective today? Because apparently, we keep talking about it because we realize there's a problem somewhere. So how can we figure this out? Let me borrow this motivational speaker's illustration when he was able to stack up the improvements that education has been able to make over time versus other things. Now, this behind me is a picture of a 50-year-old computer. Now, the next one is a picture of a computer we have today. Okay. So this is a picture of a computer we have today. We can all appreciate the difference. Now, stay with me here. This is a picture of a phone from 50 years ago. And this is a picture of a phone from today. So we can all say that we appreciate these differences, these developments, because we've gotten to a point where we appreciate the importance of these developments. We enjoy better and more effective ways of doing things. So the question comes again, what about our education? In over a decade, in over a century, how are we able to improve upon this? This is a classroom from 50 years ago, and this is a classroom from today. Yeah, really. So we can see from here that little to nothing has changed. So what can we do about it? Well, first of all, we need to identify the reason why we need to educate. Why do we need to educate? Now, 60 years ago when the British first designed our educational system and our curriculum, it was designed because we were under colonial rule. And today we're just no longer under colonial rule. Today, we're free. Our needs have changed. Everything has changed about us. So at this point, I don't see why we should emulate their culture or their educational system when we realize it doesn't benefit us directly. Why should we learn about labeling the parts of a grasshopper and learning complex maths when we can learn about our human rights? Do our kids know where money comes from? Where taxes are being paid to? How we deal with money? Do we know how to grow our own crops in the background, our backyard when the country is starving? Do we know all these things? But we waste our time studying things that are not necessarily very important to us. Now, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that we shouldn't learn complex maths and how to label the parts of a grasshopper and stuff in school. What I'm saying is, hopefully, it would bring me to my next point about individuality. Now, individuality refers to the different characteristics that makes you different from me, that makes Sumaya different from Mamita, that makes that guy different from the other guy. We are all different, which means that we all have different aspirations, different mental capabilities, different everything. So why should we be put in one box, all study one thing, all be made to write an exam on one thing, because it's supposed to determine our success? I don't believe it's so. You see, scientists say that no two brains are ever the same, and this is a fact, because you're different from him. We're all different in aspiration. You can see a little kid trying to break a radio. Naturally, his gifts are geared towards being a technician, sort of. You see a little kid trying to argue, maybe all you see is disrespect. I see a great lawyer. So we're all different. So no two brains are ever the same. In fact, to this effect, Einstein said that everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its life believing that it is stupid. You see, the point is, just as you can't force your eyes to walk, you can't force your legs to do the seeing for you. That's what your eyes are for. You can't force your mouth to do the smelling because that's what your nose is for. The same way, we can't force different people to do different things because they're not naturally geared towards it. We're all individuals. And to this effect, we should let our schools allow us to choose what we want. No more choosing sociology and they tell you to go and do medicine. No more choosing, say, IT, and then they give you politics. We're all different, and for that matter, we should be given what we want, and that's the importance of individuality. Now, have you ever been to the hospital, and by the way the nurse was treating you, you just fell sick on top of your sickness? Yes, you can relate. And then have you also been to a hospital before, and because of the way the nurse smiles at you, the way she touches you, the way she's just treating you, you got well even before you left the hospital? Yes, this is the difference between someone who has been forced into a profession and somebody who's doing something he loves. So then again, I say that if we can make our education system better, we should allow people to do what they are naturally geared towards. So at this point, let's not allow the colonial system to enslave us into an endless cycle of slavery and poverty. We can make our own choices. This is the Africa we want. This is the Africa we'll get. This is the Africa we need. We must make a change. Please, let's not forget. Thank you.